Uno momento.
This is what happens when you get a boyfriend, you just start forgetting about your friends.
It is Thursday, and we all know what that means. Pub Logic!
Podcast!
Welcome back to another episode of Pub Logic, the podcast. We're very excited to have you here, and we all think you're great.
We're nearly 100k on TikTok!
So if you don't follow us on TikTok, go over, because you've got a very special announcement when we hit 100k.
Secrets. I'm going to start with a story today because I found it and I thought it was funny. Plane forced to return to airport after horse escapes on board.
One more time?
At what time?
One more time. One more time, because I definitely saw a horse that fell out of a plane.
Well, it was published in 12:54.
Right.
Plane forced to return to airport after horse escapes on board. A pilot says the horse managed to escape its stall on the Boeing 747 in an audio recording of his exchange with air traffic control. Yes, sir, we are in a cargo plane. We have a live animal, a horse, on board the aeroplane, and the horse managed to escape its stall. We don't have a problem as of flying wise, but we do need to return to New York. We cannot get the horse back secure. So they didn't mind that it was trotting about, but they thought it probably would be best to just go back to New York.
How much space? Do you know what? I think that's probably the first time that I've ever thought about a horse being on a plane.
Yeah, it's not something that's ever crossed my mind. I feel bad enough for them seeing those little wagons.
Wagons?
Yeah, those little wagons that they're on. They just can't do
Do you know what I imagine when you say wagon? It's like they're sat on the front of a wagon, with a horse. They're like, yeah.
This is
Horse on a plane.
The pilot can then be heard asking air traffic control to request a vet is present when the flight lands at New York's JFK airport. Quote, we have a horse in difficulty.
Me!
On the ground, negative. On the ramp, yes.
I still can't go over the thought of a horse being on a plane.
The thought that makes me laugh is imagine that you're just sitting there on your flight and then they bring the trolley down and you turn around and oh yeah, I'll get so and so. Turn back to get your coins out your purse, return back and there's a horse. It's just got a little air hostess hat on. It's
it's got his hoofs up on the trolley.
toddling down the aisle.
Jesus. I genuinely am shocked at the fact that horses get on planes. Do you think it was a cargo plane or a passenger plane?
It was a cargo plane, I think it said. I think, actually, I'm unsure.
Because, the thought of a horse trotting around inside a Boeing 747 in, the cargo hold.
It was a cargo plane.
Right.
Which is kind of equally as bad.
It can't... Imagine how empty that would have had to be for the horse to, first of all, open the stall, and then second of all, be trotting around.
I think it's funny to think of it as a passenger plane. So imagine you didn't know that in the cargo underneath there was in fact a horse, and then over the thing I'm sorry to inform you that we're going to have to turn back to New York because there is a loose horse in the cargo. You just hear upstairs.
You just hear a fake
Was that you? And then midway through the pilot's announcement it's we're going to have to turn back to
where are the sugar cubes? Pilot!
Just go in and it just turns around. It's
on the steering, it's
yeah, because they don't even have the full steering wheel, so I can put them up on each side.
It's next up, Cancun.
It's just always dreamed of being on a plane. Just wanted to explore.
Oh, imagine if they gave it a little some airlines give the kids little fly pins.
Oh, what would you pin it on? The mane?
Yeah, put it in the braid.
Aww. A bougie horse.
Very bougie horse.
I do. It must be a bit startling for them, though.
Oh God, it must be awful.
I thought they would have tranquilized them.
I feel like I feel like it would be actually way more expensive to move a dead weight horse.
I don't think price really matters when you're giving a horse a passport on a flight.
And that's very true. Where are they going?
Not New York. That's where they were coming from.
Where in the bloody hell are you going to keep a horse in New York?
On the roof. horse is versatile. It's clearly does some acrobatics.
It's like going up the stairs in this penthouse.
So, on the tarmac, no. On the ramp, yes.
Yes,
Just-
correct.
Just there, like. You see it landing and it's got the traffic.
Oh my god. It's like when they have like they transport like coffins underneath planes.
Took a bit of a turn.
Yeah, but it's like that like feeling of like you never know. It's like on a cruise ship they have morgues.
Well, I suppose they have to.
Isn't that weird though?
Just chuck them off the side.
Sea death. Sea burial, sorry.
See, death. I meant after they were dead, not before.
Oh god, heartburn. They're like, what?
I thought you meant you actually had heartburn. I was like,
No!
anyone got a ready?
Not the Rene. Gaviscon.
Yeah, it really made me laugh. I don't know why. I just thought of a little horse. This little passport probably got its little few stamps wherever.
Big
it goes.
horse.
It's a little horse.
I feel like it oh, that's really not okay to think. Imagine if they like smuggle drugs in it.
No.
Because that would be pretty
I'm sure they probably
foolproof.
check it. It's literally a Trojan horse.
Just little people. Like,
Maybe that's why it was running around and it had extra strength and intelligence. It's like unlocked a bit of extra. They've given it too much ketamine up its bum, and it's like
passed out.
It's like, let me out to fly.
I have wings.
It says to its mate, it's like, oh, I'm feeling a bit special, you know. I feel like I could conquer the world. And it's like, yeah. It's like really mellow. It's like, no, seriously.
It's like no. I think I got a Coke.
The hell? Fuck the pub story. Fuck the pub story. We're telling this story. So me and Maisie, in case you don't know, have both been president of the number one students' union in the country. It's like had quite a reign supreme title for a couple of years now. We went to a conference for the National Union of Students where all the students' union representatives go and like debate really important topics. And we were in a little seminar, I guess you could call it. And we had to do this activity where you basically answered questions. And bearing in mind, in the room, we are two people from the leading institution in the country. And they basically say to us, when you've got like such a broad range of students from different backgrounds and ethnicities, how do you ensure that they all feel represented? And I said, well, what we do is that we do outreach calls and we call every single student at the university to find out how they're doing, how we can support them, any issues they have, anything they're enjoying. And people really like the answer. Passed to Maisie and she goes, the thing is, it's really hard to contact students. Like, we couldn't contact every single one. So it's actually something that we're really battling with in front of an entire room of student representatives for England.
I actually genuinely, it's like not okay.
And it's the fact that afterwards, like, when other people said stuff, they were like, yeah, probably waiting to hear what we had to say because of where we come from. And they all just went, and they just moved around. And I was standing there because we'd also written out this big, huge sheet to like demonstrate what we'd done. And Maisie held it when I was speaking, and then I held it when she had the microphone. And I was standing there, and I was like, shut up. And then we just sat down. It was like, what? And I was like, just completely contradicted everything I said, but it's okay. It's actually really hard to get in touch with every single student. We face this battle on a daily basis.
And that was also the same session where we were told to put together our like dream institution. And I got up and spoke. Well, our dream university's called the Mason University.
Please say it again in case I didn't hear.
I stood up and like everyone had gone round and it was like really serious and I stood up in front of me and I went, well, our dream institution is called the Mason University.
And it's the fact that we are on a table of about 12 people and they just let her do it. Because it was after what she'd already said and they were like, okay, she's there like, A is a university.
No, because when in the conversation that we were having on this table, all the letters stood for something, right?
They made it into an acronym. But to anyone that didn't hear the prior discussion, Maisie University.
And then someone else stood up and they were like, what feedback do you have? Someone else stood up to do their session, like their dream university. And they're like, well, ours is called blah, 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 because we're not narcissists. And I was like... And I was like, oh my god. I forgot about that. And I was sat on my table and I was like,
And we got back to the SU. And Maisie was basically like my little protege at the time. So I was president and she was NUS delegate. And they were like, how did it go? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely brilliantly, thank you. We had a great time. We both spoke in front of everybody. Everyone was really on board with what we were saying. But you did it. You're president now, so it
oh,
worked.
it's awful.
That was so funny. I think if you had a career in politics, you'd do so well because you'd just confuse everyone. How can you nitpick someone that makes no sense?
Absolutely shocking.
Because I'm not a narcissist. Well, fuck you, Sandra.
I was like, hey, yo, it stands for something.
Jesus Christ.
She really got me very heated. I was very angry with her. Moving on from my shame. We're gonna move into our Pub Logic section of the event that is Pub Logic, the podcast. And this one is a really simple one, but I'm very, very intrigued. The rest of the world is the same. Everything is normal. But you are either 16 feet tall or 16 millimeters tall. Discuss.
Do I have to pick one?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was just the end. I was like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never going to know which.
Yeah. Is it like a 50-50? Is it a drawing?
It's kind of difficult because I wouldn't want to be 16 millimeters tall because no one would notice you, but I wouldn't want to be 16 feet tall because everyone would notice you.
Yeah.
I guess if I was 16 feet tall, I could just hunch over or sit down.
But 16 feet is like a really awkward thing because you're not necessarily like a building giant.
You a lamppost at least.
Yeah, but like that's not like you're not like Godzilla in it down the street.
Unless you come across a 16 millimeter person.
How many is a millimeter? It's like that, isn't it?
A lot smaller than that.
Maybe I meant centimetre.
1.16 centimeters would be like this.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah. That makes a bit more sense. Like Thumbelina.
I think probably. Am I still a woman?
Yeah. All your anatomy is the same.
Oh. I wouldn't want to be that one then because I'd look like a troll. I look quite long body and short legs.
It would just be you, just shrunk.
I feel like I'd probably go out a little bit. It'd be kind of like 2D.
You just turn to the side and you disappear.
Yeah. What would you do?
I would want to be little.
Why?
Because I just think, like, everything would just be so amazing. And I'd have, like, all of the stuff would be mine because it would have to be, like, fit me.
But that works for the big person.
No, but, like, I feel like they wouldn't accommodate a big person as much as they would accommodate a tiny person.
Why?
Because, like, if you're sat at a table at a restaurant they would bring out a little like Polly Pocket table and
They
chairs.
probably wouldn't even see you come in. They'd probably sweep you out like a rat.
My mode of transport would be rats. Be like Ant-Man.
Yeah.
I feel like everything would just be a little like I would have a companion and I'd just like sit in their pocket. I'd have like a tiny little megaphone.
I think I'd probably be the big one. Because imagine if you could play basketball. You'd literally just go,
Just step.
no, you'd pick the ball up and just go like that.
Oh.
And just back and forth. Yoink!
Thank you.
And you could probably go quite deep down into the ocean. And if like a whale bit you, it wouldn't be as big of a deal. Maybe it would a whale, but maybe not a shark.
True.
Like if a shark bit you and you were 16 feet tall, it would probably be more like those little fish that take the skin off your feet.
Like a nip.
Yeah.
I mean that your arms would be 8 feet long.
Each.
Yeah.
Span. My arms just shrink.
Actually, that doesn't make any sense to me because, like, wingspan, like, I'm as tall as I am, and my arms are wide, but my arms have got to be short because I've got a torso. So is it like, is that where your arm starts, like in the middle?
What?
Because with your
Your
wingspan,
wingspan is from tip to tip.
yeah. But I always used to think that you could calculate how long your arm is by dividing it by your height by 2.
No, because it's not 2 arms, it's your wingspan. It's like the length of your body out that way, so it includes this bit.
Yeah, that's.
So your arm doesn't start here.
Oh, I know, that's
include
what I
that
was
bit.
clarifying. I thought that you could do that, and then I was like, actually no, because that's not where your arm starts. Your arm starts here, so you got to measure here.
Well, first off,
Take that.
you asked me. That's why I answered the question. You said, "Does your arm start here?" Which is why I answered the question.
Oh, did I? Oh, right, that makes more sense.
Does your arm start here? And that's why I went into this fucking explanation. What do you think I've been waffling on for?
I actually think that my brain is like genuinely deteriorating because like
It's 'cause you're asleep all
it's
the
not
time.
happening.
It's not getting like put to use. Incredible dreams.
I'm using
but
like
at some point
1%.
you've got to be in reality. It's okay.
Would you?
If you're gonna steal, can you just wait till after? What else am I supposed to do?
Well. Oh dear. To be fair, it did make me jump when that shadow came across the thing. I was like, whoa.
So it is.
After all that adrenaline.
I was supposed to get you a spoon. But I forgot. Your cheese sauce.
Ooh.
Alright, Jennifer, fucking hell.
Oh, my favourite.
That's really good.
Oh, don't you just love it? Right, what is that normally eaten with? Give us a little bit of a rundown. I don't know what it is.
Wings.
Mm.
Like spicy chicken wings, cool them down a bit.
God, you're very optimistic.
It just came out quite quickly.
You're like,
You gotta get it over and done with quite quickly because I'm scared.
Oh, I don't like the consist. What are the spots? Is that mould?
No, it's just like pepper.
But it's blue cheese. What?
Blue cheese dressing, yeah.
But it's not like you don't get the stuff from blue cheese in it.
There's blue cheese in it, but it's sauce. It's not just like mashed up blue cheese. You barely even tried it. You barely even.
I
No,
did.
you did not. Look how much came off.
Oh no. That was not nice. I didn't like that actually.
Nice. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Another Publilogic podcast. Keep an eye out on our TikTok for 100k followers, and we get something to give back to you if you're lucky.
If you lucky.
Peace out.
You did not.